Dr. Lang Fafa Dampha, a native of the Gambia, is a distinguished scholar, educator, and policy advocate whose work over the past 3 decades has significantly advanced African cultural and linguistic development. With a career that spans community engagement, academic excellence, and strategic leadership across multiple continents, Dr. Dampha has established himself as a central figure in the movement for African linguistic and cultural renaissance. Dr. Dampha began his professional journey in 1985 as a community development assistant in the Gambia after completing his training at the Rural Development Institute. During this period, between 1985 and 1988, he gained valuable experience working at the grassroots level, engaging with communities, and laying the foundation for his lifelong commitment to social development. Determined to broaden his horizons and deepen his intellectual capacity, he migrated to France, equipped with a General Certificate of Education (GCE) ordinary level and a National Certificate in Integrated Rural Development. In France, he embarked on an academic journey that would shape his future contributions to Africa. Dr. Dampha earned a Bachelor of Arts in English Language, Literature and Civilization from the University of Paris, Jussieu, and subsequently a doctorate PhD in English Studies, Society and Culture from the renowned University of Paris 4, Sorbonne. His academic specialization reflected his deep interest in the socio-cultural and political dimensions of language and identity. In parallel with his academic research, Dr. Dampha taught legal English, law and politics of the UK and USA at the University of Paris 2, Panthéon-Assas, and economic English, including modules on banking and finance and the history of economic thought at the University of Paris 8, Saint-Denis. His teaching experience further refined his analytical skills and exposed him to global discourses that would inform his later work in African policy development. Driven by a profound sense of duty to contribute directly to Africa's transformation, Dr. Dampha returned to the continent in November 2009. He joined the African Academy of Languages, ACALAN, a specialized institution of the African Union headquartered in Bamako, Mali. ACALAN is mandated to develop and promote African languages as a factor of African integration, cultural affirmation, and sustainable development. Dr. Dampha began his tenure at ACALAN as Senior Research and Program Officer. In August 2015, he was appointed Acting Executive Secretary, and in January 2019, he was confirmed in the role of Executive Secretary. From March 2021 to October 2022, he concurrently served as Interim Director of the African Center for the Study and Research on Migration, ACSRM, another specialized agency of the African Union. Throughout his career, Dr. Dampha has championed the recognition of African languages as critical instruments of emancipation, integration, and development. His vision is rooted in a clear conviction that language is not merely a medium of communication, but a repository of culture, identity, and collective memory. While living and studying in France, Dr. Dampha closely observed prevailing Western attitudes towards Africa and its people. These experiences fueled his determination to use education as a tool of self-liberation and empowerment, not only for himself, but for the continent as a whole. This conviction has guided his work ever since. According to Dr. Dampha, the culture of a people is an inevitable factor in their development. The empowerment and effective use of African languages across all spheres of life in Africa as the principal pillar of African culture is an indispensable factor to realize African integration and development. Under Dr. Dampha's dynamic and visionary leadership, ACALAN has emerged as a beacon of excellence in the promotion of African languages. His tenure has been marked by the development and implementation of groundbreaking initiatives that reflect his strategic foresight, research acumen, and deep commitment to Pan-African ideals. Among his major accomplishments as Executive Secretary of ACALAN are establishment of 22 vehicular cross-border language commissions, promoting linguistic cooperation and harmonization across AU member states, designation of 34 national structures by member states to serve as national focal institutions for ACALAN, harmonization of orthographic systems for 17 vehicular cross-border languages, facilitating mutual intelligibility and educational development. Implementation of the Linguistic Atlas of Africa project, now advancing to the cartographic production stage for the ECOWAS region and Mauritania. Initiation of African Languages Week ALW, officially launched in July 2021 in Ouagadougou, now an annual cultural milestone across the continent. Development of the Dar es Salaam Framework for Action 2019, affirming Kiswahili as a working language of the AU and a language of wider communication in Africa. Creation of the Kiswahili corpus and a robust online platform, www.kiswahili-acalan.org, currently housing over 100 million tokens. Establishment of the Pan-African Center for Interpretation and Translation, PACIT, designed to equip African professionals with skills in interpretation and translation in indigenous languages. Launch of the ACALAN Interactive Platform, TV and radio services dedicated to broadcasting in African languages and reaching rural communities. Co-production of the Addis Ababa Proclamation with UNESCO as Africa's key policy input into the 2019 International Year of Indigenous Languages. Formulation of a 10-year strategic plan 2022 to 2032 to guide ACALAN's future operations and impacts. Revision of the methodological framework for the standardized development of terminologies in African languages. Inception of the Prize for Excellence in Literary Works in African Languages, PELWAL, beginning with the ECOWAS chapter. Production of multilingual COVID-19 sensitization videos in 24 African languages, widely disseminated through digital and institutional platforms. Adoption of the African Languages Decade 2022 to 2032 by AU heads of states, aligned with the UN's International Decade of Indigenous Languages. Formation of a Continental Coordinating Committee for African Languages Week, which ensures consistent and impactful annual celebrations. As of February 2025, 4 successful editions have been held. Dr. Fafa Dampha has brought rigorous research, policy acumen, and unwavering dedication to the advancement of African languages and cultures. Under his stewardship, ACALAN has become a model institution, not only for Africa, but for the global movement to preserve and promote indigenous languages. Through his work, Dr. Dampha has profoundly shaped the linguistic policy landscape of Africa. By integrating language planning into national development strategies and embedding multilingualism into the continental vision of Agenda 2063, he has helped lay the groundwork for a self-reliant, culturally empowered an intellectually sovereign Africa. Dr. Dampha's legacy is not only institutional but ideological, a resounding affirmation that Africa's languages, when valued and empowered, are catalysts of transformation and unity.